Think it'll just stay right there for a minute? Nope.
Nope. It will not stay right there.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to a somewhat different video today. You know, most of the things you guys see me driving are low, fast sports cars that deserve, you know, very fast, cool cinematic beginnings. But we're in a Jeep this time, which is undoubtedly one of the pinnacle cars of the off-road world. So, being that it is a Jeep, we need to start this video off a little bit differently. Yeah, can I just do a grande Java chip frappuccino with no whip and extra sissy, please?
No whip, extra drizzle?
Yes.
That's everything for you?
Yes, ma'am.
$5.14.
Thank you. Extra drizzle. I guess extra drizzle and extra sissy are kind of the same. Alright guys, so all joking aside, now that I've got my morning Starbucks in, I'll stop playing around now. Serious review. After all, this is a Jeep, so it's time to take this thing to Jeep stomping grounds. We're going crawling. Alright guys, it's hot. Okay, so real quick, with this thing being a Jeep, we do have to make sure it can do some off-road stuff. So I'm actually going to jump out of the car and film for this time. Logan's going to drive over the rough stuff, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm not sure yet. Rock crawl test, take 1. Yeah, I did it! Let's go! Hang on, let me see if we can. Hang on, I got another one. This one's bigger. Okay, try that one. Oh, we're off-road junkies now, boys. Guys, Logan and the Cherokee have both passed the initial rock crawl test. However, there is a second rock, a much bigger rock, that Jeep owners have to come into contact with a lot. So we're gonna see if it can handle a much more formidable opponent. All right, Logan, be careful. The angle's gonna be steep, okay? It's a big one. It's gonna go up high. All right, you ready? This is the thing Jeep owners do. Bring it. Come on, easy, easy, easy. Look at that. Flying colors. Oh my gosh, this car's so good! Alright guys, so what we're dealing with today is a 2015 Jeep Cherokee Sports. This is my wife's new car. And she demanded we make a video of this car, and she demands to be in it later, so she will be. But anyway, so this is the Jeep Cherokee Sport. This is a 2015. I guess we'll get rid of some of the boring schematics first. You have a 2.4 liter Tiger Shark. Insert exhaust clip here. Tiger Shark 4-cylinder paired to a ZF 9-speed transmission, which we will talk about this later, and then to a Jeep kind of thing. So this is the baseline Jeep Cherokee, and so not really a whole lot of frills to it, but like I said, you know, base cars aren't really base cars anymore, so there's still a lot of niceties you get in here. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with the inside of this thing. So the interior of this car is probably my favorite part. The seats in this thing are really comfy, and they have a cool, you know, it's whatever, you know, sport seats, whatever you want to call it. They have a cool two-tone look to them. And, you know, in 2015, you know, Dodge and Jeep really, you know, got their stuff together. And just the interior of this thing is probably my favorite part about this car. Everything feels nice. Everything you touch, even, you know, just the base car, you know, everything's soft. You know, both arm pads are soft. The steering wheel is just, it's a good, thick, leather-wrapped steering wheel. And you're not needing for much. I mean, everything in here is just feels very high quality. You know, it feels like a lot more expensive car than it actually is. You know, even this being a base car, you still have all the toys. You know, I mean, you still have Bluetooth and, you know, satellite radio, and it still has all of the niceties. Now you don't get heated seats, and you don't get the big Uconnect screen, which I wish we had that. That's the one thing I wish we would have, you know, hunted a little bit harder for and tried to find, because that is a great system. So this one's not bad, and it's still a touchscreen. It's just a lot smaller. The one thing this thing does get points in is comfort. I mean, from everything. The ride is super soft. and you know it soaks up bumps real well. And you think that it being a kind of a smaller car or a smaller SUV that it would really. Madison,
Hello?
we are reviewing your car right now.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I cannot believe I would call during that.
No, yes you can. You always call when I'm doing something.
Forgive me.
Okay, I love you. I'll call you later.
No, I'm not done.
Okay, bye.
Wait!
So the one thing this thing does great with is just being comfortable. Yeah, you would think this kind of being a smaller SUV that it would kind of bounce a little bit, but it really doesn't. The ride is great. You know, it takes bumps really, really well. It still handles nice. It's not, it's obviously boaty because it's an SUV, but it's not as boaty as, some of the other competitors in this segment. Another thing about it, even though it's not a huge car, I guess I say that in tallness. You feel tall. You feel like you're in a much bigger car than you actually are. You look out over the hood and you look like there's a long way between the hood to the ground. So it definitely gives you, and that was part of the reason why we got this for Madison, is it was just a lot bigger car and a lot safer than our old Focus was, and just wanted to give her something with a little more room, a little more peace of mind. Moving on to the outside of the car, this thing looks pretty sharp. I will admit, I still am on the edge about the, LED lights being the, where the headlights would be, but then the actual headlights are lower down where the fog lights would be. It doesn't look bad. I think I like the way it looks up front, but one thing I've noticed, when you're driving at night, the headlights are not great. I just feel like they're too far down and they don't shine out as much as they could. So that's one thing I wish. I think they changed it with the new Cherokee in 2018 or 19. But I said I like the looks and I see where they were trying to do a stylish thing with it. But I really wish the headlights were a little bit higher up so you could see a little better at night. So look at this. This is a practical car review.
Yeah.
I'm not making weird noises. This is a good review. This is consumer advice.
Is it a good car?
Shut up. So let's get into the way this thing drives a little bit, because here's where I begin to have some complaints. So this is the smaller engine option. You get two engine options in this one. You get a 4-cylinder, a V6. This is the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. You get about 180 horsepower, which is fine. It's obviously it's nothing amazing, but it's not bad. And then it's paired to this 9-speed ZF transmission. And then maybe it's just me, but when I think ZF transmission, I think the transmission that's in the Challenger or the Charger. And that is the most amazing transmission ever to be bestowed upon a regular automatic car. And so I have a ZF 9-speed in here, and I expected it to be amazing. I expected it to shift when I needed it to shift. I expected it to just be bread and butter. And that's the problem I'm having with this car. In 2014 and 2015, which this is a 2015, there has been a lot. Now, I guess just being honest, I didn't know about this kind of problem, if you want to call it that, until after we already bought the car. We were shopping. We weren't initially shopping for these, and so I didn't really do my homework on this car completely. But this car has had a lot of complaints about my year and the year before about this transmission, and it's the best way I can describe it is it's either really clumsy or really maniacal and evil. It's either because it either doesn't know what gear to go into. It's like, should I be in 4th or should I be in 5th, or should I go into 7th or back down to 2nd? Because you're accelerating. It kind of doesn't know where it needs to be. And then sometimes I feel like it's an evil transmission because you pull out in front of traffic and you kind of give it some gas and you need it to kick down to 2nd. You're like, and the transmission's like, I'm gonna keep you in 8th gear and you're gonna die. But most of the time it's fine. Around town driving doesn't really bother me. The only time I really notice the transmission kind of lag is when I'm on the freeway. Like if I'm going 70 miles an hour and I'm trying to get up to 75 or 80, I'll push my foot down and it kind of won't do anything and won't do anything. I gotta keep pushing my foot down. All of a sudden my foot's halfway down the pedal, and then finally, oh hey, you want to accelerate, and then it'll kick down a couple gears and accelerate for me. So that is probably my only complaint about this car. The rest of the car I think is fantastic. I think it looks great. I love the color on this one, this dark charcoal silver-ish kind of gray. It's a really pretty car, real pretty inside. You've got tons of room on the inside. You have tons of cargo space. You can fold the rear seats down, and you've got tons of room for all your things. Like I said, then it's just a super nice car on the inside. And one thing I'm super impressed with being a base car, the stereo in this thing is amazing. Now, obviously, I'm sure you can upgrade to the Beat stereo, and then it's really, really good. But even just the standard stereo in here sounds pretty dang good. This does come in a 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive option. Like I said, this is the base one. This one's just 2-wheel drive. And you know, I looked at a couple 4-wheel drive cars. They were they were a little more expensive, a little more than we kind of wanted to pay. And then the more we thought about it, I was like, dude, when are we ever going to use anything 4-wheel drive? You know, between her and I, we just drive to work. There's no need for us to have a 4-wheel drive anything. Like the Trailhawk in the Cherokee form is very cool, and I like it. I wish we could have gotten that one, but at the same time, we're never going to use it. So I mean, wrapping this thing up, I really don't have a whole lot of complaints about this thing. It's a good car that's well built. I say good car. There you go. It's a good car that's well built. You know, quality feels great on the inside and outside. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't look cheap, even though we didn't spend a lot of money on it. Now granted, it's used, but you know, it feels like a lot more premium car than you know, the money that was actually spent on it. Now, it's like I said, it's not perfect. You know, the transmission is kind of a little iffy, and from what I've read, it sounds like a lot of people have much bigger issues. I don't really have any issues. It's just kind of questionable sometimes, but it sounds like it's really, you know, kind of shut some people out before. And so that is something to think about when buying one of these things. But I mean, if you're considering it, I mean, it's just a great car for the option. Then you kind of get the name. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, the purists will say this is not a real Jeep. Fine, I don't really care. But you get the Jeep name, and you get kind of a little, you know, prestige that comes along with, you know, being a Jeep. And like I said, you know, Jeeps now are getting really, really, really nice. And like I said, you know, if you know, knowing what I know now, I would absolutely still go back and buy this car again. I really like it. I like the way it feels. I like the way it drives. I love how comfortable it is. And it really is just a perfect little, you know, get around town car. You know, Madison absolutely loves it, and so do I. So, I said, not really many complaints for you guys. And even the one complaint that I do have isn't really a complaint. So what I was going to do next is just do a pull for you guys, because that's what I normally do. But we're going to do a little bit differently, because this is a proper review, and I'm giving you guys good information. We're going to do a 0 to 60 to run. We're going to do a 0 to 60 run. So Logan has the stopwatch. We're going to pull onto this closed course. Logan, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to turn the traction control off like that's going to matter. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, yeah. Still going. Not quite at 60 yet. And stop it. 0 to 60 in 11.1 seconds. 11.11 seconds. That's, I don't know if that's fast or not, but now I've got the car all stressed out. So normally this is where I would say thanks for watching the video, see you guys later, goodbye. But this video's not over yet. Madison's working today. She let me borrow this thing so I could film this portion. But she wants, and rightfully so, this is her car, she wants to give you guys her opinion on it and tell you about her favorite features. So I will see you guys tomorrow. It's gonna be just a second for you guys, and we'll have Madison in the car, and well, we'll see what she's gonna say. You never quite know with Madison what's gonna come out of her mouth, but we'll see anyway. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so before I end this video, I wanted to get a few comments from the car's owner. So here we are a few days later, if I look any different. And by a few days later, I mean it's been about 6 months since we filmed the first part of this video. I've just dragged my feet on getting the rest of it filmed.
It gave me time to think.
So if you guys haven't met her, this is Madison, this is my wife. And so we've texted, and this will be kind of good because it'll give us a chance to kind of long-term review this thing too, since we have had it for, I guess, the better part of what, 6, 7, 8 months now? Somewhere in there? I don't know. Somewhere in there. But so I guess what are 3 things you like about this, and 3 things that you kind of don't like, and which were better?
3 things I like are, it's very smooth. It's like, it's not cheap. It's like luxury-like. It's a Jeep, but when it's not a Wrangler Jeep, so it's not loud. It's not cold feeling. It's not open, and there's not a lot of road noise. It's very comfortable, chillaxed.
I'll give it that. It's really comfortable.
It has all I want, like with the, there's a lot of I don't know, like little random.
Like little knick-knacky things that are kind of cool about it. Little things that it can do.
I can hide a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of storage space. Yeah, it's like a dead body, I guess. We chopped it up little pieces.
Yeah, you can hide it in enough little places. Or your crack. If you're
What's your
going
favorite part about
over
the passenger
border.
side?
My second favorite thing, which really I guess we could swap it with my first because that's number one, is how big the glove box is. I'm gonna have to show y'all.
I'll insert a clip here of how big the glove box is.
Yes, my eyes are really big because I love it. I don't know what I'm gonna put in there, but a dead body would fit there because it's that big. And the best thing is if you like lay the seat back and put your feet in the glove box, you can lay completely flat and go to sleep. You just can't get in a wreck or you'll have no legs past the knee.
She works on an ambulance, if you guys can't tell.
What do you mean? Oh. Dead bodies?
Dead people, no legs, blah, blah, blah.
A bit morbid. And then my third favorite thing is, again, I guess it's not really a third thing because it's still like the whole big space thing. Like there's still a lot. So I guess it's still number two. Is just like when you lay the seats down, the trunk becomes really big and you can just fit.
No, it does have a lot of room. We
The
just
whole
got done
city in
moving
it.
and we moved a lot of stuff in this thing. Now it's not the biggest and maybe not the most ergonomical space, compared to the rest of the cars.
It's like playing Tetris, but you get enough in it.
It works really, really well for what we needed it for. What are 3 things you don't like?
3 things I don't like. It's really good on gas, but if I drive a lot, I feel like it's not. So it's kind of an iffy in between of if I'm just going around town, the gas is fine, but if I'm doing a lot, it's not the best. I currently average around 23.9.
It's pretty good. It's actually really not bad.
It's not bad for a Jeep at all. Like, it's not like the SRT or it's not like the Wranglers. They're pretty bad. But I came from a small Ford.
And I also think it's got a small tank in it too.
It does.
So,
but it makes gas cheap, so I can't complain on that. And then
second
thing I don't like is that my husband was cheap and bought me the base model. And I don't have the sunroof or the leather seats. But it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'll get it one day. No, but
we can take it back.
It doesn't have my luxury things in it. Like, it's nice and comfortable, but it doesn't have my luxury things. That's just me being spoiled. But it's good. I like it other than that. I have no complaints. It's easy to clean. But my third
thing you don't like.
I don't like would be that it kind of looks base model on the outside. Like on the outside, I like the look of the Jeep Cherokee and Grand Cherokee, and the Cherokee kind of has like this look on it.
The front is love or hate.
Love or hate. Not the best part. I like the new Cherokees more than the old Cherokees for sure.
So the only criticisms that I'll give it, well, I guess I'll give it a good thing first, is maintenance on it's been stupid easy. It hasn't given us any issues. Oil changes is one of the easiest oil changes we've ever done. Everything's easy to work on. Couple odd quirks that it's got, things that you've noticed. Every now and again, it'll...
It got the weirdest beeps. It makes all kinds of noises. I don't know. The electricals sometime will go a little wonky. I just say like I have a ghost that just kind of plays with me sometimes. When I turn a car off, the music will still play, and I can't get it to stop no matter what I do.
It'll ding when you go into reverse.
When I go into reverse, every now and then it dings. Apparently it's a Cherokee thing. Everyone knows they do it, but like I don't know how to stop it, so it's my ghost.
And the radio would change stations on you.
And the radio does the weirdest thing. It will change stations. Or if I have my phone plugged in and it's like on Bluetooth, or even on Bluetooth, or on like when I have it plugged in and synced, it will change my phone. So it will change like the songs on my phone, or if I have it on Pandora or Spotify, it will change to the next song. And on those, like, I don't have the premium, so I can't like backtrack. So I'm just mid-song.
But we are about to upgrade you to the big Uconnect screen, so hopefully that'll fix it.
Maybe.
And overall, it's been a great car. We put about 15,000 miles on it now, and you know, we haven't really had any issues with it. I know one big complaint is the 9-speed, that it just kind of can't figure out what gear it's supposed to be in. Haven't really had that issue. It's not perfect, and we was kind of nervous about it, this being kind of an earlier generation car, but that we haven't really had any issues with it anywhere. Like a couple odd quirks here and there, but no serious issues with it. So, any closing statements?
Get you one. They're pretty freaking nice.
Get you one. They're pretty freaking nice. So I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Just get the luxury one.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.